My name is Sabrina Romero with Sabrina Romero Hypnosis. I'm a certified clinical and transpersonal intuitive hypnotherapist. And today I wanted to answer a question that a lot of my clients and potential clients always ask me. The question is, what is hypnotherapy? Today I want to answer that. The best way that I can describe that is hypnotherapy is when you're in a very relaxed state. Your body's very relaxed. And you tend to block the things that are all around you. Whether you're in a room, you block out the things that are around you, but you're still aware. You're still conscious of what's going on. One great example of that is when you're in bed and you're about to go to sleep and you feel yourself going to this very, very deep sleep, which is pretty much what we call the delta wave. And you can still hear what's going on around you. You have your eyes closed, but you're still aware of the room. That's very similar to what hypnotherapy feels like. Another great way to explain that is pretty much having therapy, but in a relaxed state with your eyes closed, laying down. Or you could be reclined up on a chair. Now, some of the ways that I like to explain what are the steps that I take when I do hypnotherapy, I want to explain that. So the first step is we do an intake. I get to know a little bit about who you are, what your issue is, and why you came in. 2, we go straight into the induction, which is the part where I help your body and your mind relax so that I can get you into the state that I need you for that core issue. 3, we go straight into the subconscious mind. We bypass the conscious mind because usually the conscious mind creates a wall that kind of blocks you from going into the subconscious mind. And based on the issue that you come in with, whether it is anxiety, depression, PTSD, phobias, relationship issues, childbirth hypnosis, weight loss, non-smoking, fears, addictions, whatever that might be for you, anything that's psychosomatic issues, emotional, that's something that we would go to the subconscious mind and straight to the core issue. And that's usually where we start the work, where we bring awareness and where usually a lot of miracles happen. That's the most exciting part of the entire session for me and why I love this job so much. This work is truly sacred to me, so I make sure that it is a safe place with no judgment and very comfortable for the client. So my job in that sense is to be a guide, and that's what I do. I pretty much guide you through the process, and you're the one leading me because you're going through the process of that issue, whether memories come up, events come up within your mind. Your subconscious mind could bring you something of an image that maybe you don't recognize, or it isn't a memory. It's something that it probably created within your imagination, and it probably needed to create that in order to resolve the issue at hand. That's how the subconscious mind sometimes works. So when that comes up, you speak to me and you guide me through it, and I help guide you in the most safe and comfortable way all the way to the issue to be resolved. And when we get to that part and we come in, and I have a lot of tools in my toolbox that I usually bring out based on what comes up for that client, we resolve them. We bring awareness, we bring clarity, which provides a lot of understanding and wisdom for the client. That's the exciting part. After that happens, then we go to the next step. We go to dehypnotize the client. And that's the part that I take you out of it completely and take you out of the relaxed state. And then we come to the part of reflection. And in reflection is where we spend some time talking about the experience. What happened? What came up for you? Did you see any patterns that make sense now that you've been repeating for so long? Sometimes the client comes up and mentions, wow, I didn't see things that way. Or they'll come to a realization that they've been repeating probably a generational thing from mother to grandmother, and it has come all the way down to their lineage. And they realize, wow, I'm just repeating what they did. And so now they have clarity and they realize what they need to stop doing in order for them to move forward. And this is the part that's really, really interesting. This is the part that brings awareness. And so we tend to take that moment of reflection to really help the individual see the core issue, bring it out into awareness, and then be able to have that awareness to be able to create goals to then move forward from that. So in other words, it's almost like having a past issue that haunts you or blocks you or stagnates you for so long, and being able to just release and let it go. And that's the beautiful part. That's where a lot of the awareness comes in, and the aha moments that I like to call. And most of these come from events that have happened when they were a child and they weren't aware they were carrying all those emotions. See, what happens is a lot of people have suppressed emotions inside of them since they were children, or a traumatic event that has happened in your life that probably happened years or months ago. And in that tragic moment or in that childhood event, you never had an opportunity to really release those emotions, which then forced you to suppress them. So you've suppressed sadness or pain or hurt or anger, and you were never allowed to let that out, or you were just never given an opportunity to express that. So now through the years, you're growing, you're holding on to this, and an event triggers you. An event pops up in your life that triggers you. And then sometimes those events cause even this anger or sadness or pain to arise. It could come in a physical manner. You could get sick. Or it could come in this emotional manner, which a lot of people have created as anxiety, severe anxiety, or just constantly angry. And you're not sure why or where it came from. Maybe your life is okay, but somehow you just don't feel right. Well, that's your body pretty much saying, hey, I can't hold on to this any longer. You've been holding on to it for so many years. It is time to let this go. And so I always tell people, listen to your body. Your body is so, so important. It is a connection to you, and it always talks to you. I am about to create a video that I'll be putting up, so look out for it, in regards to how the body speaks to you energetically. So look out for that. But I'm going to keep it short for this video and just keep going and let you know that your body does talk to you. So it's always important to listen. So now you're in this place where you want to take out these emotions because now your body's saying, I can't hold on. And so you're looking for an outlet. Sometimes people unfortunately put it on others and they end up hurting the people they love or the people that are around them. And sometimes they end up getting sick and they end up getting worse and worse and they don't know why. And that's a possibility. Sometimes you get sick because yes, you're physically sick. But sometimes sickness can derive from emotions that have been built up for so long that your body can't take anymore. So what do? People then come to a therapist and release some of these emotions. Some people use exercise to release that energy. And then they come to me, a hypnotherapist, and we go inward to the subconscious mind, because sometimes your conscious mind doesn't allow you to bypass things. So when we're in hypnosis, I put you in a relaxed state to help you bypass that wall, and we get straight to that emotion, and release happens. And that's the most wonderful experience for a lot of my clients. Sometimes it is uncomfortable. Sometimes it is the unknown. Sometimes it's you, wow, I didn't know I had that inside me. But when it happens, then we have awareness. Then we feel lighter. Then we feel so much better, like we can breathe. Then we understand, man, I know where that sadness came from now. I know why I feel so angry all the time now, or why I constantly have severe anxiety. And that's the wonderful part, is when my client has awareness. Then it leads me to the processing information. That's the last step. And usually they process in when they're after that reflection time, or they process after they're done with me. Some people take a day or two to process, a week, sometimes a month or two, or even more. It depends on how that person can handle what experience came up for them in that session. I have people that have, I always check on my clients, and they have told me, right after that session, I got in my car and I started to cry and I just let it out. And I always tell them, after your session, you might feel things coming up. Allow yourself to process this and to release. If you need to cry or scream or just go for a run or whatever it is that your body's telling you to feel, allow it to feel, because you came to my office to let that go. So don't suppress it. You've been suppressing it for such a long time. It is time now to let it go, so you can clear yourself out and be able to move forward. And so that's what happens when you're doing hypnotherapy. That is what hypnotherapy is. So I hope that answered the question. There are some myths and misconceptions that I want to clear out that some people come to me and ask me about. I do not make you quack like a duck, talk like a duck. I do not make you do anything you would never want to do or say anything you would never want to say. You're fully in control. You're conscious and aware of what's happening. And you would never say or do anything that your subconscious would never want you to do. If we're in hypnosis and your subconscious says, I don't like this, this is not right for me, you would easily get out of hypnosis if you wanted to. But of course, you're coming to me so that you can resolve a core inner issue. So most likely you wouldn't wake up because you want to allow yourself to resolve this issue. But yes, you do have the ability to be able to do that. So usually that type of hypnosis is what we would call a stage hypnosis, and that's mostly for entertainment. I don't do that. I pretty much do therapy work. It is very sacred work to me. It means a lot, which means that I respect you as the client. And I make sure that that space is very well respected. My job is to pretty much provide and guide you with a safe and comfortable space for you to be able to release and have awareness of what's going on in your life regarding that core issue you came in with. So now that I explained the myths and misconceptions, and I answered the question of what is hypnotherapy, I really hope that I was able to answer that clearly. So with that said, if you're interested in having a hypnotherapy session with me, I would be happy to hold that space for you and to help and guide you through the process. You can reach me at my website at www.sabrinaromerohypnosis.com, and you can click on the appointment section and book an appointment with me. The sessions are usually 2 hours long, so make sure that you have headphones, which are right here with a microphone so that I can hear you well, because I will have some as well, a great internet connection and a place for you to recline yourself and feel comfortable and safe with no interruptions. So if there are any other questions you might have that came up during this video, please feel free to send them to me. I have a contact page in my website you can go to, or you can comment in my YouTube video if you're looking at this video from YouTube. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. It is my pleasure to be able to answer this question, and don't forget to subscribe, and click on the notifications section, because I'm going to be doing a couple more videos explaining things related to the mind and a lot more of my services that are coming up as well. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and hopefully I'll see you in the future. Have a wonderful day.